agrarian commodity systems. Let us start with the objectives. To know the meaning of agriculture commodities, to learn what agriculture commodities are, to study what falls under the types of agriculture commodities. The introduction goes in such a way: the commodity marketing system encompasses all the participants in the production, the processing and marketing of an undifferentiated or unbranded farm products such as cereals, including farm input suppliers, farmers, storage operators, processors, wholesalers and retailers involved in the flow of the commodity from agriculture in India, is the primary source of income for about 58% of the population. Indian agriculture commodities contribution to the world food trade is increasing year by year. Nowadays, Indian farmers are getting all the opportunities and government schemes for fulfilling their dreams. For that, farmers get benefits and they produce advanced quality commodities and supply them in Indian markets, and some commodities exported in foreign countries. Agriculture in India is growing gradually with the advancement in technology. Now let us understand what is agriculture commodities. Agriculture commodities are the routine food and animals produced by the farmers on farms. In India, various agriculture commodities are the grains, dairy, livestock and others that are consumed by users across the world. Various agricultural commodities were used for both a source of food and an industrial sector. Every person depends on agriculture somehow or another. We all want food for a living, and that food is called agriculture commodities. That is, the fruits, grains, vegetables and livestock and agriculture commodities used to make clothes from wool and cotton. We used vehicles that had tires made from rubber. India is popularly known for its various agricultural commodities. All we know is that India is a rich agricultural country. We have important agricultural commodities in India. That is, in India, the consumption of rice is highest from other agricultural commodities. Rice mainly produced in India, including the white rice and brown rice, grown in the eastern and southern parts. India is the second largest grower of rice over the world. Increasing demand in the market, the rice production is in trend in India. Now, India is the highest producer of milk throughout the world. In India, milk of buffalo, cow, cattle and many more animals produced at a considerable level. After the White Revolution, India became the largest producer of milk all over the world. Nowadays, the Indian farming sector is developing day by day, and with that, poultry industries are growing rapidly. In India, wheat is consumed and produced at a wide range. Wheat came in necessary goods and used almost daily in India. It is a crucial agricultural commodity that is rich with proteins, carbohydrates and vitamins. Plus, it counts in balanced food. Wheat can be grown on a variety of soils and mainly in the northern states of India. Mango in India is a king of fruits. The people of India love the summer season for mangoes and they are crazy about it. India is known for its exotic mangoes hotspot. It is a fruit that is rich with unique flavor and sweetness. The most famous types of mangoes which you can find in India are the Alfonso, Happus, Badami, Chausa and Daseri. Apart from this, in Indian markets, you get various varieties of mangoes. The major mango production states in India are Maharashtra, Karnataka, Himachal Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh. Goa is the fifth most primarily grown agriculture commodity, and further it is called a poor man's fruit. It consists of antioxidant factors and contains vitamin C. Goa is used to control the systolic blood pressure. It is the best source of proteins and a solution to constipation. Except for high hills regions, it is produced almost throughout India. Sugarcane is an agricultural commodity which has been employed by Indian farmers from the ancient time. All of us very well know that sugarcane is an indigenous agriculture commodity and belongs to the bamboo family. Sugarcane is the primary source of gur, sugar and kansari. India is the perfect nation for sugarcane and almost 2/3 or total is grown in India. Cotton supplies the primary raw material to the textile industries of the cotton. There are three broad types of cotton, that is the long staple cotton, short staple cotton and medium staple cotton. In India, banana is an important agricultural commodity that is available all over the year. Banana is tasty, nutritious, affordable and used for medicinal purposes. It is the most demanded fruit in India and has excellent potential export. There are 15 to 20 varieties of bananas in India and 300 plus types of bananas in all over the world. Nowadays, potato is the necessary agricultural commodity in India. It consumed daily. India is the third highest potato producing country. Initially, the Portuguese produced potatoes, they called batata to them. The groundnuts is a crucial oil seed agriculture commodity in India. It is the commodity available throughout the year. Groundnuts are called the peanuts and in India it is called the moongfalis. It is a rich, protein rich commodity and used for many types. Groundnuts are mainly grown in the rainy season and it comes with various flavor taste, crunchy, sweet and nutty. Groundnuts preferred for a healthy diet. The other important commodities produced in India are the cardamom, pepper, jeera, red chilli, crude oil, soya beans, rubber, sugar and cotton. The agricultural commodities that produced and exported from India are rice, basmati and non-basmati, vegetables, fruits, groundnut, pulses, sheep or goat meat, wheat, dairy products, alcohol, beverages. Now, let us understand what agriculture commodities for us. Agriculture is the backbone of the economy. India is predominantly an agrarian economy, ranking second in farm production in the world. The contribution of agriculture to the nation's GDP declined to less than 15% in 2012 and 13, and the agricultural sector provided employment to about 52% of the workforce. India exported $39 billion worth of agricultural products in 2013, making it the 7th largest agricultural exporter worldwide and the 6th largest net exporter, says USDA. The agriculture accounts for about 14.7% of the total export earnings. Besides, goods made with the agricultural raw material also contribute about 20% in Indian exports. In other words, agriculture and its related goods contribute about 38% in total exports of the country. While keeping pace with the increasing population, the growing agricultural production over the past several decades has thrown up major challenges in marketing as well as supply, storage and distribution. With highly fragmented markets and volatile commodity prices, it is a challenge to ensure a fair and remunerative price for the Indian farmer. Keeping these in mind, the government introduced a number of reforms. In all this, the strengthening of existing institutions in spot and derivative trade has become crucial as commodity markets do influence the lives of millions of stakeholders in the country's diverse and large commodity ecosystem. Agricultural commodity trading basics. The agricultural commodities are the crops and livestock that are raised and harvested to provide food and sometimes fuel. Commodities are traded globally and classified into 6 categories. Mainly, crops fall into these categories. So, now let us review. One is the oil seeds. Oil seeds are grown for their high oil content. After the oil is extracted, the seeds are used for meals and feed. Crops included are the canola, cotton, palm oil and soya beans. Cotton is essential because the fibers make both clothing, houseware products. Both commodities are used in a wide variety of industries and have a sliding value scale. Oilseeds in general have a strong relationship with the next category, the cereal grains. Cereal grains are what feed the humans and animals. They also create some fuel sources. Some crops included in this category are the wheat, corn, oats, barley and rough rice. Due to their versatility and demand on the market, the cereal grains tend to keep a fair price. The value of cereal grains is determined by assessing the spread of the price between the grains. Meat. The food source meat is a market that runs on the livestock being raised and sold for their meat, hide, organs, bones, hooves. Meat is classified into the appropriate category once butchered and the dairy. The agricultural industry bases dairy on market standards instituted by the Chicago Butter and Egg Board in 1898. Later in 1919, the organization reformed into the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. The products exchanged within this category are the milk, butter, wheat, cheese and eggs. The traders who formed the Chicago Butter and Egg Board had to keep prices fair and maintain public safety standards. The soft commodities are one of the more versatile classifications of agricultural commodities. Technically, they are the products that are grown rather than mined. Examples of soft commodities are the cocoa, coffee, frozen concentrated orange juice. sugar. These commodities are unique because farmers plant year after year and the crop ends at harvest. Miscellaneous agricultural commodities are the category containing the commodities that are grown and traded globally. They do not, however, fit into the previous classes. Such commodities are the lumber, wool, rubber from the rubber tree. The commodities create homes, tapestry and more. Demand keeps items in this category relevant and vital. Now, let us understand again the agricultural commodities. Agricultural commodities means those plants and animals useful to human beings produced by agriculture and includes, it is not limited to the forages and sod crops, grains and feed crops, field crops, dairy and dairy products, poultry and poultry products, Corvidae, livestock including breeding and grazing, equine, fish and other aquacultural products, the bees and bee products, berries, herbs, fruits, vegetables, flowers, seeds, grasses, nursery stock, mushrooms, fertilizers, livestock bedding, farming equipment and fuel for agricultural use. The term does not include trees. Agricultural commodities means a farm or ranch product including but not limited to wheat, corn, soya beans, cotton, timber, cattle, hogs, sheep, horses, poultry, animals of the families Bovidae, Cervidae and Antilocapridae or birds of the ratite group of ranching operations or a product of such crop or livestock in its unmanufactured state such as ginned cotton, wool dip, maple syrup, milk and eggs or any other commodity listed under any industry. The commodities sector is very important for the economy of developing countries. More than 100 developing countries depend on the primary commodities and particularly agricultural commodities for their export earnings. For these countries, developments in the world market impact on their economic growth and development as well as food security, the income of family farmers and the rural sector in general. Commodity dependent developing countries CDDCs. Furthermore, many of these countries are also the net importers of food and hence buyers as well as sellers on world markets, which makes them more vulnerable to sudden variations in commodity prices. The effects of commodity depends on the human development are mediated through numerous direct and indirect channels that link the global commodity markets with domestic economic, social and human development conditions. Understanding these links and how they affect the development important to inform the policy making process. The transmission channels of commodity dependence can be broadly grouped into three areas according to their point of entry into the domestic economy. First one is there are impacts that emanate from the terms of trade. Second one is the commodity dependence presents fiscal and monetary policy challenges, and the third one is the developments on international commodity markets can affect consumers and producers at the micro level. The role of agricultural commodity prices is fundamental for sustainable development, especially for those countries that depend on agricultural exports and in which agriculture is a large sector of the economy. Prices and price movements have an important role in determining incentives for the allocation of resources and investment as well as implications for income distribution, especially in countries with large agricultural sectors. Abrupt and unexpected changes in agriculture commodity prices can have major long-term consequences and require close attention by all concerned stakeholders. Although the price levels in global agricultural markets are still higher than those that prevailed in the 1990s, the long-term declining trend in agricultural prices may have a serious policy implications for agricultural development efforts, especially in the context of 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. In this environment, policy makers find themselves in the search of the appropriate policy mix to accomplish the multiple objectives of sustainable development. The long-term trend behavior of agricultural prices and the periodic prices surges have a determining effect on agricultural development, on the transformation of the rural economy, on trade and for many countries on broader economic growth. This calls for institutions that could respond to different market price environments and policies that can provide coordinated stimuli to the sector. Agriculture, with its links to food security and nutrition, health, education, rural development and the environment, relates to many sustainable development goals, the SDGs. Productivity growth that protects natural resources should drive the efforts towards the achievement of the SDGs. Prices shape the environment in which investments and technology and its adoption promote productivity growth, sustainability. High food prices can stimulate investments from the private sector and farmers themselves, while in an environment of low prices, the role of government in facilitating investments as well as research and extension services becomes even more central. This is also true for policies that promote technologies for productivity growth and that facilitate integration into markets, especially in sectors characterized by small family farmers. Agricultural prices also shape trade and thus can have significant effects on export revenues and the balance of payments for those countries that depend on commodity exports. Trade policies are crucial in maintaining appropriate price incentives to ensure sustainable productivity growth. Excessive price volatility blunts investment as it increases the risk and makes the provision of agricultural insurance necessary. Social protection mechanisms have been very effective in lifting the poor from hunger during periods of high prices. They are also very relevant in periods of low prices and can facilitate investment if well targeted to poor, small producers and family farmers. The challenge for these countries is to strengthen and expand the linkages of the commodity sector with the other sectors of the economy in a manner that promotes inclusive growth. Sound policies that are necessary to enhance the commodity sector's contribution to inclusive growth include promoting value addition and embracing policy measures that enhance development linkages. Enhancing market transparency, particularly in local commodity pricing, and promoting the inclusion of commodity producers in the decision making process are the policy options that can bring a widespread benefits and foster inclusive growth and development. Adding value to primary commodities through value chain development is an additional avenue for diversifying the economy. Furthermore, investments need to be boosted, especially in infrastructure development, in education and health, and in social protection programs. To sum up the lesson, let us review what we have studied. Agriculture commodities are the routine food and animals produced by the farmers on farms. In India, various agriculture commodities are grains, dairy, the livestock and others that are consumed by users across the world. Various agricultural commodities were used for both a source of food and an industrial sector. Agricultural commodities means a farm product including wheat, corn, soybeans, cotton, timber, cattle, hogs, sheep, horses and poultry. The commodity sector is very important for the economy of developing countries. For the sustainable development, the role of agricultural commodity prices is crucial for the countries that depend on agricultural exports and in which agriculture is a large sector of the economy. Well, it directs the path of development. Thank you.